Hey guys, this is Rob with Fruit of Labor Landscaping. I'm out here in the serene forest, our little home foodscape and food forest. And today I was just doing a routine inspection of some of my plants, and I've been noticing that my eggplant has been blooming pretty well here in February of 2024. And I just have it covered in flowers. It hasn't fruited since probably early fall, and sometimes that can be the case with eggplant. It's a very warm temperature loving plant. Occasionally I'll get fruits in the fall, in the winter, but has to be extremely happy for that to happen. So sometimes it will send off a bunch of flowers, but the conditions just aren't right for them to fertilize and become fruit. So or to pollinate and become fruit. So what I want to talk about is last year we had a significant pest problem with our eggplant, and it ended up being a worm of a moth, which is basically just a caterpillar, but for some reason we like to call the caterpillars of moths worms. And I'll put the name of that worm in text and in the description, so you guys can see where we had issues with that pest. And so I always come out here and I'm just kind of looking around, making sure that my leaves are looking healthy. Typically that's the first sign of a pest problem, is to see some abnormal leaves. And this time what caught my eye wasn't the leaf, it was actually the flower. So I'm going to bring the camera over to this eggplant flower here, and just so you guys know, this is the Black Beauty variety. Picked this up from the local nursery, and then I've propagated it myself. So these were actually bought seedlings. And if you notice on this flower, you'll see a bunch of ants, and maybe even something besides ants. But even if all you see is ants, that right there is a huge indicator of your potential current problem, or what's going to develop into a future problem, and that's aphids. And so ants have a relationship with aphids where they will actually, we call it farming them, where ants will actually protect aphids on plants, because when the aphids ingest the plant tissue, they give off a byproduct called honeydew, and that honeydew is what the ants like to eat. So the ants will actually use the aphids to basically produce food from them. And so what the ants do is they actually protect the aphids from other predators. So pretty wild. I mean, nature is already wild. And the point I want to make here is that the aphids are kind of hard to see. You know, I'll bring the camera in close, and you can kind of see the more circular, small bugs that really don't have, you can't really see the characteristics of them because they're so small. But you can see the ants very, very easily. And ants are usually only on most of my food producing plants if there is something else there that is making this honeydew, whether that be scale, whether that be aphids or other insects. So ants are a good indicator that your plant is struggling with some kind of pest problem, and it's not the ants, it's something else. So you can see that I have them all on the undersides of my leaves, which that's usually where the aphids like to hang out. So definitely always check the underside of leaves. You could say there's some more aphids there. The undersides of leaves are where most plant pests begin, because that's where they get the most protection, is the underside of the leaf. They're harder to find under there, which is why they like to hide there. So most new gardeners, they'll go inspect their plant and they will claim that there's nothing on them, and then we tell them to flip the leaf over on the underside, see more aphids here, and eureka, there's the problem. So Looks like we might have more than just aphids on here. So now the next thing to talk about is what to do. So right now our infestation, or well, I would say that our infestation really isn't that bad. I mean, we're not covered in aphids. There's definitely more than I'd like to see. But look at these plants, okay? So I think there's 4 plants here. The one in the back's the smallest. And here's this eggplant that looks like it's thriving. I'm still getting flowers. Got good foliage. I mean, besides some of the older leaves, but I've got new growth popping up everywhere. So this plant does not seem like it is stressed out right now from the aphids. Definitely something we're gonna have to keep our eye on, but I'm gonna let it be. And I'll tell you why. If I remove these aphids too quickly, the potential predators like ladybug larvae, hoverfly larvae, lacewing larvae, or assassin bugs, or anything other predatory insects and wasps, they'll never have a chance to find the aphids on this plant if I try and remove them too quickly. And also, if I go ahead and just spray this plant with something that is not a very specific pest control chemical, I could end up killing those beneficial predators as well. So I'm going to leave the aphids here, even with the ants. I'm gonna give this ecosystem in my yard a chance to balance itself or keep itself in check. And as long as I don't think that I'm getting close to losing a plant, I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, and I'm gonna let nature do its thing. I'm not gonna play God. I'm going to sit back and watch, and I'm willing to bet that here in a couple weeks, I'm either gonna have the same infestation at the same level, or the aphids are gonna be gone because a predator came in and took care of them for me. So I'll keep you guys posted with updates, and whether this goes in my favor or in the aphids' favor, I'll let you guys know, and we'll see what needs to be done here in the future, if anything at all. All right, well, thank you for watching. If you have any experiences of your own with aphids on eggplant, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or drop a comment. If you like videos like the ones we're pushing out, please check out our website. We have an online forum there and a blog, and make sure you like and subscribe so that you can keep getting all the new information that we're putting out, and feel free to support us as we go through our own gardening journey. All right, hope you guys have a good day.